what happened to men's faith? Because I believe a lot of women now have decided by choice
to be single,
yeah, to be independent.
So me, I always say that as a man, you always have to stand, but stand in the right way. Don't stand that because you're a traditional man, you are this, you are this. Those things don't work anymore.
There are so many men, the moment the wives start earning more, they rest on the laurels. They don't want to do anything anymore. They don't want to take no responsibility.
Cultural orientation too matters, mindset matters, because in Africa, men are taught to be providers. They are meant to control the home. And when that power is no longer there, that's where there's now a problem.
When it comes to men being with an independent woman, these are some of the point of view some men think. She's too difficult to love. She doesn't need a man. She cannot submit. She cannot compromise. And yet she's too intimidating. I'm here to tell you that most independent women are not looking for someone to rescue them. They are simply looking for someone to build with. But hey, this is my point of view. What is your point of view?
What happened to men's faith? Because I believe a lot of women now have decided by choice
to be single,
yeah, to be independent, and to always stand on themselves without having to even, like, let's say, let me just have something on the side. It's like we're free of it now. But how did we get there?
I think so many women also been mentored by their parent, let me say a mother per se. So it's more like a tradition. They follow the lead. My mom was independent, so likewise, me too. So like what she said, like it has changed. Yes, it has changed. Because nowadays, many guys now, they feel less of themselves.
Less of a man?
Yeah, many guys. Yeah, I know a guy who, he said the wife earned more than him and he's scared to talk.
Wow.
The Bible says, therefore a man will leave his parent and join to his wife and become one body, one flesh. So it means you are the man, you are making the move. The woman don't make a move. A woman don't marry the man. So me, I always say that as a man, you always have to stand, but stand in the right way. Don't stand that because you're a traditional man, you are this, you are this. Those things don't work anymore. Me, I like my woman to be independent. I will not lie to you, because if you are independent, it helped me to grow more. I always tell my woman, you are helping me a lot, because I see a lot of things in you that, I can't do it. But from what I'm seeing, it's helping me to grow. But I will not let you know. But I'm learning a lot from you. So sometimes independence from a woman also is good in a good way. But some women also take things for granted. Let's talk the other side too.
Oh my goodness. This is what I'm going to say. Oh my God. Yeah.
Let it
Let it out, girl. Let it out. Like, you just set me off when you said that this man, friend of yours, couldn't talk to the wife because the wife earns more than
Sad.
him.
Yeah.
And this is something, Ms. D, I really want you to, I really want your viewers to be, like super attentive when it comes to this. When you are a woman with a man, it's not about how much you earn. Do you understand what I mean? It's not about who earns more. It's not about that. It's about the shared goals. It's about the shared responsibilities. It's about the understanding and communication between you and your spouse. That is the deal breaker. It doesn't matter. And I know this because there are some women, and I'm going to say it, if people don't like me, they don't like me. There are some women who become arrogant.
Oh, yes.
When they start earning more than their spouse. And that is one of the biggest upper hand. Let me flip the coin. I think men have a responsibility here as well. Because there are so many men, the moment the wives start earning more, they rest on the laurels. They don't want to do anything anymore. They don't want to take no responsibility. After all, you're earning, so you take care of this, you take care of that. So you see the drift, or they take themselves totally out from the normal responsibilities. You're losing your respect. That woman will not respect you. So let us look at it from both sides. And we all have a responsibility to make it better.
I think it's a very complicated topic. It still depends on the direction that you want to look at, because I agree with most of your opinions, but I think culture has a lot to play in things like this, except for Africa. She says most of the women that are, for example, in this side of the world, they cannot keep the same energy or that independency if they are back home in Africa. It's a different vibe to it. It's not going to be that easy like the way it is here in Europe, where a woman just follows her career, follows her dream. People in India and ladies in India are going through the same thing. If women are not allowed to reach some certain pedestal in India, they are going to be cut off, or they will have issues with their family also too. So I think cultural orientation too matters, mindset matters, because in Africa, men are taught to be providers. They are meant to control the home, and when that power is no longer there, that's where there's now a problem. That is why you see that most of the men that come from Africa, when they move to this side of the world, they start having that issue, that friction, where the world does not really align to what they are used to, and to the pattern they are used to. It becomes a very tough thing, and that becomes the mindset.
The relationship.
Yes, mindset is very important, because like you said now, because there are issues that all the ladies, once they are doing nursing, there's this thing that just goes on in their head, and they start making money, and their head starts spinning, and the men, I just feel it's more about the mindset and understanding at the end of the day.
If I may comment, I think that it's very interesting discussion we're having here, and I really think, and I feel like you could have had a discussion with the women without us anyway, because I think they are quite very much versed in these things, and I think their voice really matter more than what we are saying.
I needed a debate team.
Yeah. So I think for me, like I said that I am a Pan-Africanist. I'm trying to look at this from that Pan-Africanist perspective. Because a lot of what we know today, a lot of what we do today is kind of Eurocentric. So I'm trying to think about how my society was before this Eurocentric way of doing things was spread around the world. So I think that yes, there's a big culture shift in what is happening today in the world. So, and that has also changed the roles that men and women have to play in a relationship. And it's stemming from what you are saying also. If any two couples try to find and understand their roles, then they will have no issues. And I think that from a man's perspective, I'm saying again, Pan-Africanist thinking, where you have this expectation of you to provide, protect, and love your family, right? And if those grounds are not there anymore, are you any more useful to your family again? So that is why when some women become successful, that they don't need these things from the men, they don't need this dependence from the men again, then the men feel not useful anymore being part of that woman's life. They want to find another woman that they can feel that ego, or they can fulfill that their own idea of what they're supposed to be as a man. Empowerment of women and success of women shouldn't emasculate men, but it only happens when the man understands that their role is very specific and fixed, that is not changeable, that is not open for discussion, that they cannot talk it through with their partner together. Then that's the place where they'll shy away and want to go away and want to be back, be out of the relationship or something like that.
So in another word, men loves to feel appreciated and feel valued and wanted.
I have to say that 100% is true. A man wants to provide, protect, and love his family. In a place where that doesn't exist, or it doesn't have the platform to do it, there will be a problem.
I want to touch back to what you were kind of saying about the different cultures and traditions. Like, I have to look back at my own story, growing up in Finland, and seeing how this affected me and how I became independent. Then seeing how men act here in Europe. And then when I go to the US and now I look back at my personal relationships, and you start analyzing why did this happen? Why did that happen? It was a big cultural difference. Growing up in Europe, it's just this independent mindset. It's just embedded in who you are, and there's this whole 50-50, and like it's just, that's how I feel like men think here, and it's different. And then you see other parts of the world, and you see like Africans, you have a provider mindset. Seeing in America, they're not, or the men that I dated, they're not used to an independent woman. They're not used to a woman making more than them, and it's that clash with the man's ego, and then those insecurities come out. Now, it's not every man. There's confident men that have their ish together, and they're okay with that. That independent woman that also has her ish together, and then you work as a team and you figure out what those responsibilities are, how you come in as a team. But then there's the men that are insecure, and they're projecting, they have this confident, independent woman who they should cheer on and figure out how they can win together. But then they might have some, whatever things they're struggling with, and maybe they feel like, well, I should be the provider, but she's taking care of me, and they don't really know how to communicate that. So I definitely think it's cultural. In different parts of the world, people have different ideologies and ideas of what it is like a relationship, and independence, and provider, non-provider. And just when those things clash, that's when relationships, they fail, and there's no understanding, and the communication lacks. But again, that's why dating is so important, and you have to get to understand the person you're with.
There's one particular word I've been listening to throughout the conversation, and that is ego.
Say it one more time.
Ego.
Yes.
Men and their ego. Since I sat here, I've been looking at 3 of them and hearing their first conversation, what they said. You can easily read a person from the first word that they utter. I really want to understand with men, why is their ego easily bruised? I want to understand from your perspective. Because what I believe is, when it comes to ego, it is not something that happens overnight for men. It is the way that they were brought up, how they were raised, the circumstances that they find themselves in. Because honestly, I believe when everyone, even with women, when you reach a certain age, it is your responsibility to make certain changes in your lifestyle, certain changes in your choices, and certain changes in how you see the world, and certain changes in how you treat people.
Absolutely.
But a lot of relationships fail now because I wouldn't just blame the men, but taking the man as the leader in the relationship, would say it is a big responsibility for any man to make certain changes in their lifestyle, in their perspective, in their mindset, before even taking a woman. I'm saying man and woman, not boy and girl. It takes something to be a man, and it also takes certain qualities to be a woman.
Absolutely.
But I believe when the man is seen as the leader, you cannot be unhealed and try to be with a healed woman and then put the blames on her because you didn't heal your ego.
I think what I understand myself as a man is that I respect the men or people that are above me. I wrestle or fight or compete with those that are on the same level as me. And I deserve respect for people that are under me. So if a woman stands on that level that we are competing, we are going to compete, then ego is going to come in play.
If a woman?
Yes.
Any person,
Any person, be a woman, yes.
Okay.
And if a woman is up there successful, I respect them. So that's why I don't understand why. And it comes in relationship where if we don't know our positions again, our roles, and then 2 of us are like 2 captains in the same boat, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't. That's where the ego thing comes out.
I want to differ a bit when it comes to the ones who are below you, respecting that you deserve it from them, because respect is reciprocal. And growing up, what my mother taught me is actually you, the bigger person, needs to show the respect first to the one who is below you, and then you get it tenfold.
Yes.
It doesn't go the other way.
Oh, yes.
So trust me, and in life, it has worked magic personally for me. So I really wanted to strike on that point before I forget.
I think the word I was going to use was not respect, was love, because like I turn to serve those who are down. That's why, as a man, I think that I provide, protect my family and all of them because I feel like they are my responsibility. They are people that I have to look up to. It's not respecting. That was not the point.
Okay.
Okay.
For clarification.
All right. The topic, the term ego, that's a big word. See, ego of an African man, because it seems like sometimes when we stay too much outside Africa, we forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
It starts from the culture. When a man pays the bride price of his wife, that is where the ego starts from. Because when you go through all the tradition and the woman comes and says, yes, we are handing her over to you to take care of, you now feel that, yes, that's where the ego starts from. And sometimes women, it's very, very, I know it's in the nature of women, but women forget a lot of things and they take a lot of things very lightly. That men really sit down and in their little minds, let's just say we have little minds, we see it in the big picture. For example, okay, my wife earns more than me, and the kids come and say, "Oh, daddy, mommy, I want a certain toy that's expensive." Mom says, "Yes, okay, I'll get it for you." You don't consult with the man for certain decisions. You just take them. Okay, don't worry. Yes, okay, I'll do it for you.
I always said to my daughter that, listen, if you are getting married, marry a man. And we have some men who also they have boys inside it, even though they are adults.
Yeah.
Okay, this, like, I give example to that, my friend. I tell you straight, bro, you are a boy, because you don't come here and have this conversation with me because I'm not married. I can't give you that advice. But I'm expecting you to stand as a man. You know, don't have this African mentality because we are in a foreign land. Okay, your wife go 8 hours, you go 8 hours. She, you know, have a sit with your wife. And I told her also, me per se, I always have God as the center of my marriage. Sit with your wife. Lay the responsibility down. When the woman earns more than you and she feels like she's spending all the money at home, your responsibility as her responsibility, there's no way a time will come that woman will start to disrespect you, and that's the fact. So I said in the pro, sit with this woman, and also remember, if the house rent is this, say okay, or maybe you will do this, we will do this. This is what I have. Many men, we are sitting here, we don't open up to our wives, but they want the woman to open up her money to you. Come on, we have to also put them, because they are human beings like us. Because many men, they will think that I pay your bride price, so I own you. You don't own her. In as much you are one body, one flesh, you don't own her 100%. So we men in abroad, let's put certain things, traditions aside and face some certain reality that she's someone's daughter. Let me sit with her. I will not be like this oga kwata. Anything I say is final. If you do that, the woman will start taking decision on your behalf that you don't even know about it. Like you said, a child need a ball, she'll go and buy it, because after all, you are not providing. She's the one providing, she'll not consult you for that. But if you have a decent conversation with her, and that what Mama M said, lay everything down. I have 1,000, she have 1,500. Okay, this is how we're going to balance it so that nobody will be financially constrained, you know, so that we can look into things. She is a virtuous woman. She will understand what you're saying.
I want us to remember that when we talk about independent women or women, we almost everybody here said their mother. So it did not start today. But what I think we're losing is core value, which is respect, because respect stands up there. We all agree, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what the situation is, a man's ego will be rubbed to mud. If you as a woman disrespect him, especially in public. I see women talk to their husbands. Some women talk to their husbands in public in a very disrespectful way. And I'm like, you don't do that. You're robbing that man, you're taking that man to the ground. No matter how angry you are, right? So women should also think. So I think we are losing something that is very important, you know, in our culture. And that is respect. It doesn't matter what, it always, I would tell you, a man can be as sweet as what? It would be what the woman makes the man to become. And the other way around. So it's a two-edged sword. But you have some men, you know, the wives are working super hard, doing 2 or 3 jobs, and they are the same women who will come home from a night shift. I've interviewed mothers, okay, from a night shift, and they're the same ones to take the child to kindergarten or the children to kindergarten before they come home and sleep, and the man is home. So again, what am I saying here? That it's a shared responsibility. There is nobody to be blamed here. We just have to sit together and ask ourselves, are my actions helping my woman?
What is the breaking point for women? For example, let me paint a scenario. Okay, you together, he once had a good job, he took care of things, and maybe moved, for example, from Africa, and he moved down to Europe, and things switched. After the wife going to school, she's now successful and she's taking care of the bills in the house, and the man is used to being laid back like usual, like the way he was before. So what's the breaking point?
I like to always get honestly to the root of it, because what we are discussing now, mostly we're just touching the surface, and I don't like surface-based solutions. I like solutions that are rooted solutions.
I agree.
When it comes to first the relationship, you mentioned about a husband and wife moving in after the husband losing the job. What's the breaking point for the woman? But let's start from the relationship aspect. What was the foundation of that relationship? Because I believe that any home built without God being present in that home is meant to be doomed. No matter how much you try, no matter how many times you speak to your wife, no matter how many times you speak to your husband, but if that relationship, the foundation is not rooted, then it is bound to fail. Because that is where the understanding comes in. When there is problems, who do you run to? Is she going to speak to her friends and you're going to speak to your own friends? Then you are bringing in ideas from other people based on those people's experiences, not yours. Because I believe everybody has their own life. Everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own destiny. So from the relationship part, when you both have issues in the relationship, how do you handle that problem? Or do you first go consult friends outside? Because if that is the issue, even when you come to Europe with her, and then you lose your job, the first thing she will do is what she's used to. Go ask friends, go ask sister, go ask everyone around, and forget that there's a God that she has to ask first.
I'm going to play the devil's advocate.
Yes.
But I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God.
You don't believe in God?
And
That's okay.
yes. And God is. Everybody finds God in different things.
In different ways. Yes.
For example, there are friends I talk to, and I get clear-cut solutions on what to do. So there's nothing wrong speaking to friends. It just still depends.
Okay, let me.
I can't see God.
Let me
I
say
can't see
this.
myself.
Hold on.
Answer his question.
Yes.
The previous one.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Your first question was, what's the breaking point?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're an atheist, right? You don't believe in God. So Zainab is talking from the aspect of faith. And I believe that most African marriages, 99% is from that aspect. You know what I mean? Why you see a lot of couples nowadays together for 20, 10 years, especially during this time when the relationship doesn't even last for 1 month or 2 years, you know? If you don't believe in God, but at least you have to set the foundation. What is the root cause of your foundation?
Yes.
What is the foundation? Is it based on love, understanding? What is the commitment? I think if you have a good foundation, it doesn't matter if you become broke at some moment because she got you.
Why does it have to be doomed, and why does there have to be a breaking point? The person that you marry, you've set a foundation. You know your partner. You know you've made promises to each other, like, hey, if you can't hold down the fort, I got you until you're building yourself up.
Okay.
So the breaking point is if the man sits on the couch, doesn't do anything, doesn't try to contribute, doesn't try to build himself back up, and just, she got it, she's gonna go to work.
Oh.
If that was his role in the beginning, and that's what he did, and that's the man that I married, I expect him to pick it up, go figure it out, and I will be here supporting him while I'm working and being there for our family. But if he doesn't grow, he doesn't want to be successful, if he doesn't want to find another job, that's the breaking point. That's when we have a conversation like, hey, what's going on here? You're not the man that I married. So let's talk about this. Let's get some understanding. I'm not going to go talk to my friends or talk to my parents. I'm going to talk to my man and figure out what is happening, why is this happening, and do we need a breaking point? happens.
No, I want to dispar a little bit. There can be a breaking point. I agree with everything else you said, but there can be a breaking point.
100%.
Okay, because if we are talking of or a situation where there is infidelity,
Oh, but he's
there
doing a
will
job.
be a breaking point.
Yeah.
So there is, you understand what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So everything, you can manage.
I didn't think about that.
And yeah, so that will be a breaking
Yeah,
point,
that's
right?
Yeah, that was
So,
the percent. Yeah.
Adding salt on injury.
You lost your job and you're
Yeah.
cheating on me? Oh, bye.
So,
And now we're talking about relationship and advice. Question that I have for Femi here is, does financial independence affect dating? Since you asked this question, I need to ask it back. Yeah.
Well, I think finance have a role to play in relationships, whether we like it or not, whether we disagree with it. They say there's no romance without finance. There's an idea that says that. So it trust me, finance has a role to play, but it's not in front. But finance has a serious role to play because there's a lot of things that you will do to set the ball rolling, and without finance, we can't really get it.
I think that finance shouldn't play a role in a relationship stage. Like, really, when two people are not married, your money, your economics shouldn't be together. I don't care how much you make when I'm dating you. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me because I have my own income, you have yours. Probably I'm living in my own house, you're living in your own house.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And we are dating. I'm talking about that kind of a relationship. So I wouldn't put money in front at that stage.
Okay.
But I would never get married to anyone, that kind of a relationship, without putting money on the discussion, because that is the time where I feel like we're supposed to be one account. We're supposed to have a common future, objective, goals to achieve financially, also with money. So, and I think that this is also something I think that related to what we were talking before. Everything we do in life, we make decisions. And married or committed relationships are one of those decisions that we make, and it's a big one. So some people also have their preference of what they want in that sense. Some women also supposed to, both men and women, we're supposed to have what we want from a man. So if you are marrying a man that you know, during the time that you're dating, then you will see those things. Are they ambitious as you? Are they striving as you? Do they want to go where you want to go? And if you really see in those dating times that this man lacked those elements, and if you decide to stay with them and marry them, and tomorrow you expect that man to become something else, it's really not going to work. So money is very crucial. And I think one person made a comment about the woman buying the ball for the kids without telling the man. I'm sorry to say that you can't do that in my matrimonial home. You just can't, because we have a budget for everything. I manage my money. I tell my money what the money does, not the other way around. So really, this is true. That's how I function. And this is why even before I got married, there were things I decided to achieve as an independent person before meeting someone to go forward together in life. If we are married, our money is one, we have a budget, we consult it, we plan what we do with our budget every month.
Okay.
And nobody have any right to go out of that budget without discussing with the other person. I see it that way because I take money seriously.
Thank you, Eugene.
definitely wanna-
Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. The question why we are all here is, why are some men intimidated by independent women? So we're gonna start from Zainab. Yeah.
My first answer to that question would be ego. That's one of the reasons why men get intimidated. A lot of men now don't know how to handle their ego. A lot of men now don't know how to heal themselves, and a lot of men don't also know how to create a connection with God. So that is what I believe is the issue right now.
In my opinion, the reason why some men are intimidated by independent women is because of insecurities in the man and lack of confidence. If a man is confident within himself and he meets an independent woman who, whatever, got herself together, and that doesn't scare him, he wants to maybe do more for that woman. He wants to be like, what value can I add to her life? What can I take off her plate? How can I help? How can I be more? And that doesn't scare him because he's confident in himself. He doesn't have insecurities, but an insecure man will definitely have problems with that because they're not confident.
I definitely agree with what both of them have said, but I like that you said some men. Most men are not intimidated. Most men actually like and love independent women. Out of their comfort zone to do something that they never thought they would ever do because a woman has empowered them. So when they see from that perspective, it's a big plus, right? Now, I really hate the word intimidation because we have to define it. I don't see it as being intimidation. I think the problem are now all the things we've talked about, like the values clashing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely in line. I'm definitely in line with what you both said. Thank you.
As a man, I always said if you go to a tailor to sew a suit, then it's not measuring according to your size. Don't overdo your size.
Thank you. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Wear your clothes according to your.
Yes, according to your clothes. So once you overdo, that's what the problem is.
Yes.
So, and at the same time, as a man also, before you move forward, that I want to take certain decision, know whom you are dealing with.
Yes.
That is very, very important. We always go about the physical appearance, but we don't know what we are facing ahead.
I think that I agree with everything you guys are saying,
Yeah.
and I want to just focus on the element of the elephant in the room, which is the ego. I really think that most of us guys, we have egos that are just over the roof. Like who you are, your ego shouldn't be tied to the things you do, like money, jobs, career. You're a doctor, a PhD, or whatever. All those things shouldn't be the things that make you a person. It's the love that you can give to the people that are around you that really matters. So without all those money and everything else, you can still love your wife, your partner, your children, and still be very useful and valuable to them.
From my own end, I feel a confident man will love and support the ambition in his woman. Yes, I think his role is to support her and to make sure that she achieves her potential and reach the pedestal of her goals or her dream. Men that have the lack self-worth, those are men that feel that their value comes from providing. That is the men that's where you have that issue and you don't support your wife.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Why are some men intimidated by independent women? I want to really thank my amazing panelists, Zainab. Thank you for coming, Maria, Mrs. Emma, and here, Brother Joe, Eugene, and Femi. This has been very insightful. I actually was, even though I was interviewed, but I was learning a lot from both perspectives. And I hope the viewers out there who are watching us learn a few things on why some men are intimidated by independent women. So please, men out there, who don't lose your ego. We are one. We are here as one. So if you have a relationship and you might have an independent woman, just build a solid foundation with that woman. Be reminded of why you guys are in that relationship. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this was our first panel. Till next time, guys. Thank you.